Hello, and welcome back to the LCS Countdown. No matter what happens on the Rift or in the power rankings, one thing stays constant in this very wicked world. Jeopardash, baby! This week, I thought we'd delve into the realms of deaths, gold differences, and drakes. So without further ado, here is question 1. Which LCS team has the highest gold difference at 10? Bonus points if you can actually tell me that gold difference.
Team
Well,
Liquid.
let's just go for the team.
Team Liquid, and the difference is 800.
So Mark thinks TL 800 at 10. Again, this is at 10.
C9.
CLG.
CLG. Just because
CLG. So you're playing on the first blood trope
That's right.
that they've got the lead at 10. How much do you think it is?
500.
That would be the highest as well. Okay, so 500, 800. We got TL, CLG, and high. What did you go with?
C9, I'm going to say 1400.
Ooh, okay. Interesting. The answer is Team Liquid with 1,049 gold at 10 minutes. Found this interesting only because of their placement in the standings as of yet. Having 5 losses and considering how dominant we expected them to be, they're still able to generate leads, but in sometimes have failed to close it out.
Was this average or single game?
Average, I believe.
It's average.
Oh,
It should be average.
I don't even know what the
Thought it was
question
a
was. I got it
single
right.
Wait, you thought it was a single game?
Yeah, I don't know what we were
You
talking
shouldn't
about.
have shared
Highest
that.
goal
That just
difference
makes
is
it
10.
look worse.
All right. Next up, question 2. Among the players in the LCS who have played all 13 games this spring, Alfari has the fewest deaths at 18. But 2 other players are tied in second. Give me the name of either player.
Fudge. I think he's just chilling top lane playing Gragas or not getting help, or not much help, so you don't die.
Okay, we got a Fudge guess.
Sven and Neo.
So he's got, Mark's taking 2
Two?
guesses. He's going to take a crack at both.
Well,
So
it says
Sven and
which
Neo.
players. I thought I had
I know.
2.
Yeah. So I said you could pick either. You got to get one.
Oh.
But I like how you threw in 2 guesses, two opportunities to be right. And High,
who
what
do
are
you
you
choose?
thinking?
Well, I choose definitely. Which one does Mark choose? Does he actually get both? Doesn't get both.
I want to put another guess in. Blabber, right? We stopped the stats earlier. Blabber has not been
All right.
dying a lot from the
You
jungle.
can't nominate the whole league, guys.
You guys are cheating.
Y'all get 1 guess,
Wait,
and I'm
Mark
marking in your
gets
first
2.
one. So it
We
was
should get
Fudge.
2.
No, Mark
Mike
pick
gets
one.
another.
Mark
Mike gets
pick
another
one.
one.
Neo. If I have to
Neo
eliminate
and
the
High.
one,
Who
I'll
are you
go
going
Neo.
with? I heard
I'm going with definitely. Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah.
Hey, 2 of you are correct. It's Deftly and Fudge, both at 19 deaths.
Nice.
Fun fact, actually, Insanity had the fewest deaths until their game yesterday. So he was actually leading the league in this stat category, but got beaten out just yesterday. Question number 3. Which team has claimed the most Dragon Souls this split?
100
100
Thieves
Thieves.
by game time?
I mean, Dig won yesterday with the Dragon against TSM, and they completely forgot that they've won a lot of games, I think, through Dragon Control as well. I think Thieves is a good guess, but I'm going to go with Dig just because they're fresh in my mind.
I think
We
both
got
are good, yeah.
Dig, 100 Thieves for game time. High, what are you thinking?
Oh, I'm committed to the Thieves for sure, dude. They have the longest average game time and their winning record. They probably have more souls than everybody else. Probably.
All right, the answer, Evil Geniuses at
right.
9 souls. The next closest is 100
What?
Thieves, Dignitas, and
At
Golden
5?
Guardians at 5.
9.
When?
So they're winning the games without souls? That's nuts, dude.
Wait,
Yeah.
so EG is actually just an insane Dragon Control team.
Yeah.
We're all idiots.
Yes.
Good job,
Yes,
Sven.
but their
Scaring.
games also go long enough. Well, granted, you can get a soul pretty early if you're on
Yeah.
top of it, to be fair. But yeah, they are blasting the rest of the league when it comes to the soul drakes. All right, last question as a little bonus. What is the most killed drake in the LCS?
Oh.
You got
Well,
4. There's only 4
fire.
drakes. So,
Fire. I call fire.
okay.
Mountain.
We got an infernal guess. We got a mountain guess.
Wind. I think Wind is always just
Heart.
sneaking by.
Otherwise known as cloud. Okay, the answer is infernal at 88. Well done, High. Lucky for us, we're not dumb one gaming over there in the LCK. Getting those cloud drakes that you mentioned there, Crumbs. Minute in and minute out. Well done, everybody. That was pretty good. You guys got a number of the more difficult ones.
I got 2 out of
Ingot-
4.
Did you get 3 out of 4?
No, 2-2-2-2.
Okay, and you were saying you were bad at this coming into the segment. You were
50%
complaining
is
about
pretty
this
bad,
segment.
isn't it? That's an F.
Have
you
more
know?
confidence, Hy.
My
Come
parents
on,
would
have
yell
more
at me for that.
confidence.
Come on, Dash.
All right. Let's transition. Game 1, we got Dignitas going up against Golden Guardians. Ahead of that matchup, we had the opportunity to hear from Golden Guardians head coach Nero to get his thoughts on the team's progress so far this spring and what the future might look like for this developing roster.
Yeah, so 2021 definitely was a developmental year for us. Basically, that means we're just planning on building up a core group of players for the future for us and helping them, learn the fundamentals and build up teamwork. Obviously, that comes with a lot of challenges that are different from the challenges you get on a team where you're pushing for that immediate success. There's a lot of things to tackle with development. There's a lot of different things you have to work on the team with, a lot of fundamental aspects that you have to, teach everyone and help them grow to learn and understand. So a lot of stuff right now has been very heavily focused on like early game fundamentals, just how to play around like waves, jungle timings, and make early game feel like you're playing as a team and not just, solo queue. It was more so like our first and third game. I felt more positive about what happened in those games, being in winning situations in those games and managing to lose them never feels good. But for me, the biggest part was just we've really struggled to show like the same level of confidence that we'll show in practice when it comes especially to wanting to take fights, wanting to punish different mistakes that other teams are making that we see. A lot of the time in the game, like our team will notice it and we're hesitant and we hesitate to react. But in the EG game, I was happy with the fact that, we pulled the trigger and went. And the fact that we're able to take those fights on stage makes it really easy to like look at that and talk about what people should be doing differently and less so about, hey, like these guys are messing up. I don't care if we lose a game, if it means that we tried to win. Like if we tried to win the game and we lost, I'm happy. But I'll always be extremely unhappy, and we should all feel bad as a team if we lose a game because we didn't try to win and we just let the other team get away with mistakes. Learning when you can like punish those mistakes of people is definitely, it's an experience thing, but a lot of it is really, I think, just pattern recognition. Like you recognize that you've created a situation in the game for yourself where you have an advantageous position. Like success with the development roster, the biggest way to notice that something was successful is obviously just to see, wins eventually start coming. Like as the split starts going on, you start seeing more consistency through like earlier parts of the game, consistency with like actually being able to close them out. But long term, the real marker of success for it is to like find that core group of players from who you're developing. For the team itself and for success, like actually just being able to see small improvements and it grow over time is really the biggest marker. So I felt like our players are still making really good strides, so I'm happy so far with it, but I know it's not always the easiest thing to see.
I like what Anero's saying there about wanting players to try their hardest to win. I definitely feel them at times, though, like the players, why they don't do that. They don't want to get bashed by their peers, the people on solo queue, social media, whatever it is. For players that are listening, just ignore all that, Hopefully your team has your back. Hopefully the managers that say your development roster give you time to develop, because I'd much rather see these players go for the 10-0 plays or the 0-10 plays. I myself have gone 0-10s in games before. Maybe even at Worlds. I'm not entirely sure. Or at the very least, very close to that at Worlds. And no one's going to be like looking at my career and said, I failed. I think my career was a pretty successful one. And you guys have my permission to go int. I will approve of it and support you as long as they are good ints. There's a difference between a good and a bad one, but you guys know what that is, right?
Stamp of approval from Hy.
Yeah, and I think it's important to keep this kind of mentality up going forward because unlike previous splits, when you get knocked out of playoffs contention now, you're not just playing spoiler. Your spring split record carries over to summer. And so for me, a great success for Golden Guardians with the developmental roster would be to make playoffs when it's the 8 teams in summer. If they can improve to make that, that'd be really good. But that still means that picking up wins now is important. I don't mean, don't develop, don't focus on development, but like Hy's saying, keep playing aggressive, keep trying to find these wins and actually pick them up.
I think that aligns as well with what Anero said. He wants to see the team try to win, even if it ultimately ends in failure. Golden Guardians today, they face off against Dignitas, who are coming off a surprising win versus TSM yesterday, which we discussed a little bit already. Destroying the Nexus after a clutch late-game team fight with Soligo, taking the spotlight to deliver the Dignitas grub-up dub.
That's right, the critical moment, the wolf fight that has a shockwave that catches the carries of TSM. It's a great move there out of him. He delivered that win, but we all know that the real draw driver of that one was the TSM roster themselves going for this fight that had no business happening. But hey, they're glad to take it, and they're glad to fill their bellies with another dub.
Now, we could all use a delivery as tasty as the team fight right there, and Grubhub is bringing you just that. Not only are they delivering the win here on broadcast, but you can also get the chance to score a $50 Grubhub gift card if you hit us up on Twitter using the hashtag GHLCS, and let us know who you think has delivered the win so far this weekend. And for an added bit of deliciousness, make sure to use the offer code CHAMPION to score 20% off your orders of $10 or more. Now, it's hard to be upset about a victory, but I'm sure Dignitas would have preferred it happen a little differently. Hi, I know you still have some questions about the depth and breadth of their playstyle.
Right. I have a bit of criticism towards them, but it's criticism that could be applied to every team, so it's not just directly them. First and foremost, their laning is a tad weak. I'd like to see it be a bit stronger, but that's something that comes with time. But for their macro play, they don't have very good side lane control come mid-game. They don't trade too many objectives, and they pretty much just play for team fights. Whether that's the meta right now or not, it's arguable, but I'd like to see more teams exploring playing through the side. TSM has been really good at that recently with Shen. And just specifically, I'd like to see more from Neo and Afro. They have been doing better bot lane, so it's not like that they suck or anything like that, but it's just I want to see more from them so that they contest for a top 3 bot lane in the league, which I think they're pretty close to, so...
Yeah, and I think that this is definitely one of those teams that feels a little bit better than the sum of their parts. Their team fighting, like you're saying, is really good, as well as their objective control. When you look at their Drake stats, you know, they actually are able to secure quite a few of those. This puts pressure on a lot of teams around the 3rd or 4th Drake to step up and contest them in these 50-50 situations. And a lot of teams in the LCS right now fail those. And that's why a number of teams, like we were talking about 100 Thieves, they picked up wins through having really good objective control and other teams failing to punish them in those final late game situations.
And I think for them, just being able to be on the same page about just one thing in the game is more than half the league right now. You already saw how TSM was scrambling to take that team fight at the Wolf Pit. So Dignitas, I think the attitude that embodies them is that a single person gets cut out, it's a mistake. 5 people get cut out, it's a team fight. That's a pretty good way of playing League.
Oh, that's forever going to be my motto when I play League of Legends. All right, Dignitas trying to claw their way up the standings and snag that 2nd place spot off for themselves. Let's hand it over to the casters as we get into Game 1.
Thank you very much, Dash, and hello, everybody. Before we get into the game, I want to shout out the Blood Centers of America for partnering with the LCS to sponsor First Blood. There's a current need for plasma donations to people who have had COVID-19, so if you want some swag while you help save lives, go donate some plasma and receive a KDA All-Out Kaisa skin. Visit ccp.gg for more details.
Yes, so what a good cause right there. You gonna make a plasma joke, freak? Go ahead.
No, you did it. You did it last time. Why would I double up? I don't retread old trails.
Never. You never circle back for old jokes. That would be crazy. You know what else would be crazy here? It would be an upset from the side of Golden Guardians. They're going against Dignitas, who have been proving themselves that they deserve this spot at the top of the standings. So I'm excited to see, our matchup here as Golden Guardians. As we heard from Inero, their coach, still looking at improvements every single week, every single game. They're just trying to get better, for the future.
Yep, Golden Guardians, the one and only team locked out of playoffs right now. There was also a statement put out by Hunter Lee. I forget the exact title, but he's something high up over. Basically, he oversees all their gaming operations for Warriors/Golden Guardians, and he's like, look, in June, those games last week would have been 2 wins and then a coin flip against Cloud9, and it's like. Honestly, I see it, right? 3 more months of development. I still have a lot of faith and trust in the coaching staff of Golden Guardians and the whole management kind of portfolio for them. And yeah, I can see that happening, right? Where it's kind of unfortunate that 2021 is a year where your record carries through the entire time around. So, if Golden Guardians ends this sort of split at, let's call it 4-14 charitably, it's like, well, you got 3 round robins to go and you're 4-14 still. To play your last 27 games. Like, that's going to be a tough road for them, but it's an 18 playoff in summer, and that is where Golden Guardians are looking, right? Golden Guardians are looking for summer playoffs already because that's all they can play for at this point, and as many wins as they can up until that point happens. Of course, Dignitas, meanwhile, are tied for 2nd, which is incredibly impressive by them because I think people had a lot of 8th, 9th place power ranks for them. Dardoch was like, oh, no one wants Dardoch. Well, here he is leading this team to a 2nd place tie right now. They beat TSM yesterday, and they're probably going to get up a win here. He's got to do it.
We got to catch it up to New Freak. Golden Guardians
Yes.
got one of my favorite pairings in the entire game. This is a high percentage chance that is mid Lucian plus Lilia right now. This combo is absolutely insane. You have both damage types to put so much pressure on the enemy mid laner. So I love this angle from Golden Guardians, trying to target Saligo here. Lucian can play super aggressive with a Lilia at his back coming through, power clearing through one of the fastest jungle clears we have in the entire game right now, and coming through with seeds to try and supplement the Lucian pushing forward. This brings us back to the glory days of the mid jungle, pushing, invading, roaming around, trying to control the map that way. Saligo does grab up a very quick Syndra here. They don't want to take any more bans. This is one of the highest prize champions into Lucian because you do have that burst potential, level 6. Maybe they can get a flash stun from an Udyr to easily set up a Syndra combo. That's how you would be able to cut it off here for Dignitas. So Saligo's not going to lie down and die, Freak. They've got the Udyr for Dardoch and the Syndra for that level 6 burst.
Well, Golden Guardians hovering options of counter picks, like maybe you pick something into the Syndra and the Lucian was a bait the whole time. It's possible, certainly. You grab the Aurelia or the Akali and you go for it, but honestly, that's not going to be the case. They're going to grab Niles Gragas. There is a chance Newbie's playing it down in support, but realistically, obviously it's not going jungle here since Iconic has Lilia, and it's going to be blind pick Gragas top so that Niles can play weak side.
And that is a matchup I've definitely been looking at here for, Dig versus Golden Guardians. Fake God versus Niles. Fake God has been doing so well in recent weeks for Dignitas. They've been saving a lot of counter picks for him to get good lane matchups. He's been using those effectively to transition towards mid game to make big flank and team fight plays for the squad. And Niles has definitely been struggling thus far in the LCS. He's definitely one of the players that Golden Guardians looking to develop. Coming straight from collegiate himself. They are going to give, Fake God that option. Obviously, as you said, Gragas is flexible, but we definitely expect it to go into the hands of Niles.
Sure, yep. Obviously, Seraphine banned away a while ago. That would have been a bot lane pick to think about, but not going to be available for Stixxay. I do think Golden Guardians, as they are looking for improvements, seem to be playing a little bit more around their bot side. We've seen the big Stixxay Jinx games, Double Marksman as well, trying to get a Blaze Olive on somewhat more comfortable champions. Like, right, one of their 2 wins was him playing Tristana, So, yeah. I feel like getting him back on Marksman as well seems to be working pretty well. I think a Blaze Olive has had one of the rougher transitions from Academy into LCS. I know for the first several weeks he had a sub-1 KDA, just was having a really tough time of it. And he looks more comfortable on champs like Tristan Lucian, where he's got a bit more to do. He feels like he has more agency, he has natural escapes to get away from ganks and can get the damage across. So Senna coming through could easily mean a Tahm Kench comes across. Honestly, Gragas still works here as well. You want Senna with a melee champion, Gragas could take the farm. It's definitely kind of a wonky 2-on-2, but I would not hate Senna Gragas here as the 2v2.
And it's pretty interesting for them as well, because they've been permabanning the Senna for most of their games. Now Golden Guardians picking this one up, having the option to have that super fed support, put Newbie into the spotlight. I heard that they are going to do a feature on him as well for a little bit more background story. So excited to see that one when it comes out. And it is the acclaimed Tahm Kench, surprise, surprise, the most often paired with Fasting Senna here. So definitely like the look here from Golden Guardians, as far as, trying to pull off this upset in the later stages of the split, even though they have been eliminated from playoffs. They definitely have a lot of good options to play off of early.
Yeah, and this will be Newbie's first Tahm Kench game of the year, so welcome to playing Senna Tahm Kench down here in the bottom lane. Neo picked it up once or twice. Aftermove's played 2 Tahm Kench games, so decided, all right, yeah, we think you're not going to take it early. We think we can beat it. In general, I like Senna into any short-range carries. Senna is outstanding into Samira, for example, because basically her entire kit goes through the Blade Whirl, but Kai'Sa's in a similar boat where she has, sub 550 range. She has to walk up to everything to do any of her jobs, which means she's gonna get hit. If she's gonna last hit, you're gonna land auto Q. It's pretty much gonna work every single time. So I like it for that matchup. I think it can be very successful. And even though it's, support Senna realistically in terms of item build and everything else, you tend to get pretty good gold out of the fact that you're getting 8 gold per minion soul, and you're harassing so much that you are just burning through your Spectral Sickle gold really fast. And then in goes Kraken Slayer, and your mid game's all right. So this could be pretty solid. Bot lane definitely still going to be pretty important. Iconic and Niall is going to be the only magic damage in this composition. Aphromoo, Draudic, and Fate God will still stack armor, and we'll see if a Blaze all of his 6 they can punch through them in a team fight. But we are onto the Rift. Dignitas coming into the day tied for 2nd, which is also tied for 6th. And it's in their hands how they do over the next 5 games.
I feel like Fate God stacking armor would be hard troll. The AP top and jungle for him, definitely going to want some early MR. Honestly, Aatrox into Gragas, the healing matchup for both sides, feels pretty good for Aatrox. If he can, just even a no magic mantle investment here versus a Gragas Lilia topside. Looks pretty comfortable for Fate God. Definitely looking at him, for continued improvement for Dig, because while Golden Guardians is a development roster, so technically was Dig at the beginning of the split. People didn't expect them. Nobody expected them to be this high in the standings. They have developed just much more quickly and developed really strong synergies throughout this team. Still looking for their peak here in the LCS. I also liked, since you were focusing a lot on the bottom lane matchup, and Hai had been calling from the analyst desk to see more from Neo and Aphromoo. It is worth noting that Neo's lane stats have definitely dipped here. At the beginning of the split, it was looking really good for those two, but his experience and CS differences and golds, around the 10-minute mark, our lane benchmark, have pretty much significantly dropped off. And should be able to improve, here versus Styx and Nubi.
For sure. I mean, certainly his CSD for 6 is going to be massive in this one. That's obviously not very fair, but
Yeah, got him.
all right, fight begins here. Obviously, Tom Kench gets the Guardian off, and yeah, decent trade back. Neo takes some hits as long as 6 can outrun Aphromoo. Nautilus is a very, very slow walker, so indeed doesn't get traded back on, but perfect CS down on the bot side. Niall's first level 2 on his side of the map as the top laners do a little bit of battling back and forth. And yeah, to your point, what you brought up a second ago, Dignitas, this, air quotes development roster, up in tied for 2nd. I went on record in like week 3 and said, I think FlyQuest looks the best of all the development teams. I think if there's going to be a team to make playoffs and make the run, it's FlyQuest, and it's like by far Dignitas. It's not close at all. They have been, going toe-to-toe with the teams that spent millions on their rosters, and that is really impressive. It speaks to how well Draudic and Afro have done as veteran talents, but also how quickly Fate God and Soligo have stepped up to the plate and looked completely solid against some of the region's best.
The value meal team, they're providing huge value.
Come on.
Niles is taking a decent trade here. Fate God doesn't have to give up any minions while doing it. Sad the camera cut away right before that cannon. I'm pretty sure he got it though. Tower shouldn't have executed it, so pretty good laning thus far for him setting up. And you see already Udyr, Dardoch's making a pass towards topside, but Niles has been able to escape the jungle pressure this time around. Really good by him. This has been one of the difficult things for Niles, has been dealing with the early lane control and enemy junglers just attracted to that top side.
Yes, and so Kobe, what we saw there was actually Niles playing good lane management, right? I'm going to turbo push the first 3 waves. He got near perfect CS, 17 out of 19, walked down to Crab as he recalled and put a ward on it. Like, he got vision for his jungler, he tracked Dardoch, he got away from the possible gank because we expect Udyr to start bottom side. Like, he did all the things correctly, which is good because, like, this is the kind of stuff that doesn't get punished in Collegiate, but really gets punished in LCS. And we talked about Golden Guardians wanting to improve. Niles played the first 3 waves and the subsequent recall really, really, really well, and that should be celebrated.
Exactly. That's why I want to point it out, because that's what Inero's talking about, in the, earlier interview that we had from him. But Blazov as well, checking back in on our Lucian plus Lilia combination for mid jungle. He is pushing in a decent amount on Soligo, but the Syndra pickup here for him approaching that level 6 point. He still has TP for the Syndra too, so if he goes back, gets his buy right now, and then hits that level 6, this could be an opportunity, flash ready for Dardoch and Soligo, looking for that 100% burst around mid lane.
Time to clean up minis in the top side. Should be pretty close in farm between the two as Fate God gets his own. Aggressively push several stacked waves, then walk back. The good waves guarantee to slow push back to your turret. That's, again, I want to give credit to Fate God as well. Near rookie talent, played less than a full season of the LCS before this one. And again, yeah, it's proper laning mechanics, which, even in Challenger solo queue, people will absolutely get wrong. There's still improvement to be had, even though it's just landing phase stuff. So they both get their walkbacks without having to burn teleport to do so. So get the recalls, get their health and mana back, at least in the one case. And off we go looking at the bottom lane. By the way, Newbie absurdly out-farming Neo, by the way, because of how tough it is to last hit. But here comes the play. Nice sidestep on the route. That could have been a forced flash at a Neo. Instead, they're going to be safe. You see Newbie plays behind Stixxay. So if the hook lands, just devour and we're safe.
Yep, definitely one of the big reasons the Senna has been on the ban list so frequently. A lot of the harassment here coming out of Stixxay, farming those souls up off of Neo and Aframu. Whenever you get a melee support matchup where it makes it so much easier. Fake God defending his controller as well, important for this top lane control.
Top is going to be pushing down, though, so unless a jungler shows up, he'll eventually get this one back. Nice fight in the mid lane, so they go Mago for an ult. One more Q, then ult might happen, so the culling comes out to get some more done. Soligo does not want to burn the ulti.
They really want to get this first. Dardark has flash, itching to use it. Should pick up the crab first, though, and since they pushed out the bottom lane duo, I expect a dragon startup. Udyr can easily, burn this one down. Their bottom lane is pushing. Mid lane just got chunked out as well. They've got scuttle crab control. All signs point in their favor. Freak.
Yeah, Dardark may go for it. The problem is, of course, the bot lane needs to match in terms of item priority. Like, if Neo walked over to help make sure Dragon went down, they would get Dragon 100% of the time. And then Neo would lose an entire wave, which was not... Or has to lane without items. And neither one is very fun. Dardark, ultimately, yes, actually could have soloed Dragon. As it turns out, no one was watching. Newbie wasn't walking over. That actually could have happened, and that could have been an objective on the board. Ultimately, though, I think flinching because you don't know where Iconic is, a Blaze Olive with pressure could have moved. It's a risky play, so Dardark goes back to farming.
All right, blue buff gonna get handed off to Soligo here. Still looking for that possible play down bottom side as well. Aframu trying to gain some side brush control for themselves for the Nautilus, trying to keep the Senna Tahm Kench a little bit more honest down there. It's really hard as an Udyr to gank that lane. That's why Stixxay and Newbie have been so aggressive, with their laning and so effective thus far.
Yeah, it's been nice stuff right now. As we're going to see them go back down. They're going to push in. Stixxay likely gets a turret. He's should feel safe with Newbie around. And they don't have good... Actually, they have decent tracking on Udyr. They see him right now. They know where he is. They know he's on display. He's killing their control ward. Stixxay going more for the harass than for the plate, which, honestly, that can pay dividends if you push them out of lane a little bit more. So Stixxay still getting that one done as the waves go down. Newbie last hitting very effectively on his first farm Tahm Kench of the season. Still up 11 CS. Again, still playing behind the Nautilus hook. And Afra knows there's no upside to going for the Q here. Quick wave clear for a Blaze Olive should mean a pretty early recall. He should live through this, and Soligo can't really take the fight in front of the wave. Nice sidestep.
All right. Iconic is transitioning up towards the top side of the map. They didn't, again, get vision of it, but with the Kai'Sa extra plasma damage, maybe they decide to commit this time around. It's a recall for a Blaze Olive with no teleport, so they had mid lane push. Again, you don't want to start it out with any deep wards tracking enemy jungler. I think tracking enemy jungler just a little bit within these first few minutes, there probably would have, at one of these two opportunities, been a dragon on the board for Dig.
Yeah, in that case, Dardark hit the Scryer's Bloom and saw blue was up and Wolves was empty and never saw Lilia. Probably could have surmised Lily was topside or only just now heading over. Again, yeah, that felt like enough info to know Dragon was doable, especially because you pointed out Soligo had complete control of mid, a Blaze Olive was recalling. That one felt more like a missed opportunity as opposed to just an abundance of caution. That felt like an overabundance of caution to me. But
all right, well, Golden Guardians pressing their CS lead, slight gold advantage for themselves still. Which is definitely where you want to be if you're drafting, Lucian mid trying to push like this. He's got a call here, though, versus the Syndra. He has to be a little bit more cautious with his positioning, not harassing as much as you would normally see. The Cole also, not providing that flat health doesn't give you the extra, defense versus the all-in burst from Syndra, but is going to give him that payout pretty soon. 45, CS more left on it.
Yep, and he's just going to rely on Merc Treads or maybe a Hex Drinker as his defensive option. Looking at the gold lead, it is about 400 Golden Guardians. That is primarily through the bottom lane. Newbie's up 800. On this side, Neo's up 400. This is what happens when, you've got a big farm lead, and a hard stacking Spell Thieves or equivalent is always going to beat a Relic Shield option. But here comes the play topside. Niles quite low. Cast comes down. Senna Shield comes in, and Fake God still has aggro. They will grab first blood, and Fake God drops away in time. Beautifully played on the 3v1. A turret plate drops as well. First blood to Dignitas.
Yep, and Fake God still had flash as well, so off the extra healing from the kill. Full safety, doesn't have to blow his summoner spell. Blaze Olive will mine a turret plate for himself as well, but I really like the roam here from Saligo. Some proactive play here from Dig. Dardoch coming up as well, gets the bear slap with the Syndra ultimate. They've got plenty of damage done there as well.
Very well played. So the recalls coming through. The Ocean Drake was claimed by Golden Guardians in the aftermath. Seeing 3 top, they took the counterpunch. Rift Herald, of course, already been claimed a while back. Right now, still being held by Dardoch. The other half of the play, you can also see, look, plates were dropped. We had 2 plates killed in mid. We get our first plate down here. The second one nearly going as well. Dignitas not showing that they want to fight. So it is 4 turret plates to 1 dragon to 0 at the cost, sort of first blood. So impressive play so far. The Golden Guardians still up in gold despite being down the 600 gold kill.
Yeah, and pretty much all the credit we're giving to Stixxay and Newbie here. Really, really impressive thus far. You know, with the Senna Tom Kench using it to the fullest here versus Afromu and Neo. Even with the extra pass here from Dardoch, a little bit more safety. Again, it's so incredibly hard for an Udyr who has to run straight at you to gank a Senna Tom Kench. There's just so many defensive properties here with this duo. And it's one of the more annoying things. And it's not just the gold lead. You know, you mentioned the good CSing from Newbie on the Tom Kench. The Senna also, Stixxay has been very, very aggressive with his harassment, stacking up his souls. I think I missed the last pop-up that we had on the souls, but we'll get a check-in on Stixxay next time we see that pop up on the bottom.
I'm going to guess 45 to 60, something around there is going to be my prediction. We'll see how close I am to right. Flash Q! Oh, they're going for the sleep. Soligo has flash himself, but doesn't matter. Misses the Thunder Blaze Olive. There's the wallop. There is everything. A kill in the mid lane. Nicely done. Iconic shows up for a kill.
Yeah, Iconic wakes up and Saligo goes to sleep immediately. Just flashes in for the sleep play, gets the full kill. Now you unlock your Lucian as well. His teleport is ready for a Blaze Olive. So if this is a dive, they could teleport in the Lucian to try and counter.
Oh, no! Oh, Fake God outplays it! Oh, it's tragic, Niles. You tried, but Fake God did it better. They're going to get away from the culling decently well. A Blaze Olive TP means nothing. Beautiful play by the duo in the top side for Dignitas, but a Blaze Olive wants in. Gale Forces nearly has the damage, but can't make it happen yet. Dashes, yeah, they're out. They're going to live.
Oh my goodness, Golden Guardians had the cards. They unlocked their Lucian. His teleport was ready. They just killed mid, and yet Dig pull it off in the top side. Dardoch just going straight up for that roam. Don't need to go over this one again. Lily just goes in for the flash sleep, and then you can always do your watch out Eep into another Q as they're waking up for maximum damage there. Didn't even need that much damage from the Lucian. Here's another look at Niles trying to get the bump onto Fake God. Fake God uses Umbral Dash forward, so Niles dropping a little bit of drink on the ground instead. Good movement there from Fake God. And it means that the teleport actually comes to nothing for Golden Guardians. Fake God right back to push it, and there's your Rift Herald Freak. Full value.
Yes, full value indeed. Really nicely done. Dardoch gonna get his share of 2 turret plates, and then the rest of it all goes to Fake God. So an incredibly rich Aatrox is going to be the champion of the match here. Certainly the Golden Guardians bot lane is important, but this Aatrox even more so. Fake God. Just gonna say, he was top 4 on someone's tier list. Maybe doing a whole lot to win this game here.
People have been calling, okay, when's the name change coming from Fake God? When is it gonna change it? What's it gonna be to the real God, the top God? Impact has top die. We've got plenty of great top minds working on it here for him. Yeah. Because he really has started to earn it. Him playing from the top side, really big improvements for Dig. And they talked about in the interview too, I like how, every time we get these Dignitas interviews, Dardoch or Afromu or any of the squad, they're talking about how enthusiastic this Dignitas team is for continued improvement. They're not just satisfied with, getting upsets and haha, yeah, look at that. We embarrass some of these teams that are spending more money than us. They want, perfection. They want more wins. They want to win the LCS. So they're constantly looking for improvement. without, so much of the, celebration after each individual game.
Well, I got more to say about that, but right now the Dragon standout's about to begin there. Dardoch takes some decent damage from Stixxay as the teams are grouped around this one. Niles has TP. FakeGod had to walk because he doesn't have it. But Dignitas going to go for this one so fast that realistically, if you don't TP this instant, it's just going to be gone. And indeed, Golden Guardian's going to drop this Dragon away. Dignitas going to make the play. The TP comes in late, and it's asleep on the 2. Is this fight going to work? Here comes the aggression on the newbie. Good Sentinel comes across, and to the back line goes Neo. Wants to fight Stixxay, and they're going to find the first kill. A 1-for-1, though. Niles down a half HP. Big jump in for FakeGod. Nearly kills off the opposing top laner. The Flash Slam sets up 2. The Shy is back. He's in the LCS. His name is FakeGod. There we go. Beautiful by Dignitas. 5-2 plus the Dragon.
Oh my goodness, Dignitas cleaning it up, Freak. That is such a huge wipe. The mid game is going to give them another Rift Herald as well. FakeGod with some big plays. Dardoch actually going to be the beneficiary of that one, picking up the triple after this on the Udyr. He's going to be unkillable as we go in. Anyway, here's the Dragon. They finish it off, and even though it's a pretty good double sleep there, into Niles getting the knockback barrel onto Neo. Neo just immediately Kai'Sa ults, repositions nicely right behind his front line towards the back of the team fight, rips on through them, and as you called out, the front line doing a lot of work there with FakeGod and Dardoch taking them down.
Yeah, really nice stuff there. The anchor landed on a newbie, which gave Neo the ult target to be next to Stixxay. And so they go with the target selection, just burst the guy down. Newbie couldn't devour in time. Goodbye to the Senna. And I was about to say, this is gonna be a really, really high value Tahm Kench. They won the lane. He's a counter pick in a Syndra as well, and then unfortunately could not save his teammate in the first big crucial team fight. So the game is still only 600 gold apart. It's Dragons 1-1. Certainly momentum feels Dignitas favored, but this game should still feel close to both teams. We'll see now how the mid game goes. Golden Guardians had a really rough time turning things around in the mid. That has not been a problem for Dignitas. We'll see if they can push this one over.
Yeah, I have still liked some of these sleeps from Iconic to try and set up the team, setting up these team fights. So, and then now he does have Flash here on the Lilia, so they definitely still can pull out these team fights. It's just need a little bit better positioning and focus to start them up with the rest of the squad. Niles here into the side brush, looking for a siege from Golden Guardians. Looks like Dignitas actually making the call to stick to their 1-3-1, sending FakeGod up to the top side with no teleport available does mean Golden Guardians, with the extra person down here, could have looked for a power play, but they decided to send Niles just to clean up the wave.
Don't think they'll go for that ward, but now there's going to be the big play. The Flash anchor goes on to Newbie. That's going to be another fight. The ult comes across. Good luck, Tahm Kench. He's got a couple of shields, but he's still getting pushed down. But the Flash turns into nothing. They could not find the kill. Stixxay nearly gets hooked back in, but here comes the re-engagement. He's going to be right in there. The Flash Bear, but a blast cone's in the right spot. Stixxay getting low again. Newbie grabs him, spits him right back out. They might lose to Tahm Kench, puts up the shield. They still can't find that kill. Ult comes across to the back lane. After move very, very low. Blaze Olive goes in, finds the Gale Force, dashes away from the stun, and the re-engage is 5v4. Stixxay finds kill number 2. Blaze Olive gets stunned, but he's still not going to go down. This is a good chase down, but can Golden Guardians get the rest? FakeGod slowed. The dash in finds a third kill, and here comes Newbie leading the charge. Finds a tongue lash, gets away from Solely, goes stunned as well. Gets another auto. That's going to be kill number 4. Sadly for Golden Guardians, there is no Baron, but they can at least grab a turret off that 4-for-0 team fight.
They kite out the Udyr Chem take here. Dardoch can't get onto them. Newbie's able to save him. That's a tanky Tahm Kench been farming away. And Stixxay kites long enough to turn it around. Golden Guardians kiting back on the Dignitas engage, and then are able to just harass them and harrier them with damage on the way out of the jungle. Look at this. Stixxay gets just far enough. Newbie lands the tongue for the slow onto him, then Blast Cone, then Devour, and he gets out of range of the Udyr and of the Aatrox. Then they get to pull through the rest of the damage. A Blaze Olive from the bottom side, Iconic coming in, and they're able to chase them back out of the jungle, picking up the extra kills. Golden Guardians fighting right back into this one.
I don't even with Dardoch, will mid-fight emote. Be like, yep, we lost this one. Newbie gets it back. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, we haven't seen as much, Udyr getting kited effectively since the introduction of Turbo Chem Tank. But you do get a little peek there. It does still happen, even with Phase Rush, even with Blue Smite, even with Chem Tank. Now he's going to have his flash up, though, for the next attempt.
I want to give a shout out to Iconic real quick for not finishing Zonias while his stopwatch is still there. A lot of players will finish first Zonias, and just getting your mythics actually really, really good. But Dardoch now under fire, has to flash get away, will live for it, but still a nice little move by Blazolov there. The Dragon alive in 12 seconds. The flashless Udyr has a hard time getting into a Dragon Pit, so this may well be Dignitas saying, screw it. We can maybe do the sort of Baron setup and try to scare you around this. So Iconic can probably just solo this Drake, and then Baron's not a play, but at least forcing some moves out of Golden Guardians. Unfortunately, mid-Herald will get nothing done. And with a member being spotted, there's no way you're going to take the Baron.
Yeah,
So,
It's so early into the game. It's just a little bit too dangerous for Dig, especially as Dardoch, was chunked out a decent amount there too. They do have an okay turn here from Dig though. Syndra and Nautilus both very good at turning once you do get to the point where you can effectively tank and heal Baron startup attempts for baits. They definitely could implement that a little bit later into the game, but Golden Guardians really, really happy to retain that control. Dragon number 2 picked up for themselves. And they also do have a decent amount of checking tools. Lilia being able to throw seeds down the river, plenty of vision established for themselves to solidify this mid game.
Horse goes on the recall. It's like, the Rel that never was, with that Senna skin. It's almost identical. If you look at it with blurring your eyes a little bit, take off your glasses maybe. It looks a little similar. I don't know. There wasn't much for anything there. But Thornmail is done for Newbie, which makes him a good tank target. He can't apply the upgraded Grievous Wounds in any realistic way on this kit. It's real tough on Tahm Kench, but wants obviously just the frontline durability, and it's still Gold Division 2 combined. That's fine in terms of stacking armor. Moving on, though, it is a 2,000 gold lead to Gold Guardians. They are up 1 Dragon, but it's only 2-1, so it's going to be a while until you can really definitively say it goes either way. Dignitas certainly come back from worse, so you still give both teams a fair shot at this one. And Fate God, the most farm on his team, really massive. Blazolov goes to half HP off of just the basic spells. And here comes Dardoch. Here comes the Chem Tank. You're not getting away from this one. That's a stun. That's a flash ult. There is no way you live. But the re-engage, what's it going to look like? Massive damage. That's what's going to look like. Stixxay has gone already, and Dignitas have found the fight they want. Newbie's going to die. Niles is going to die. Neo's going to claim it. A 4-for-0 right in front of the Baron Pit.
Yep, that's going to be a Baron. All right, Iconic, put on those hero pants. You've got to be the hope for Golden Guardians. He's got no... Okay, Flash is coming up a little bit soon. Fate God scares him out of there, though. This will be no steal for Golden Guardians. And there you go. This is Udyr. Yeah, I run, I stun, job done. It's going to be a Baron for Dig.
Oh, man, that's a tough one to deal with. Obviously, well done. Good job for the setup there. Dardoch shadowing solely go until he finds a good target. Blazolov does not run fast enough away. And Golden Guardians, okay, they went for the play, right? They said, I don't want to give this one away. Will TP, will join. We got Tahm Kench, but it was just Dignitas who did it better.
Yeah, and honestly, this is what you want. You want to try and push out the side lane here. Tahm Kench in the river. They have him to come, and they have teleports, but it just takes too long to channel both those abilities. Dardoch, Turbo Chem Tank, flash right in. They finish off the play. Newbie now is the target.
Couple of good studs, but Dardoch's very good damage. Kraken Slayer has been done for a while for Stixxay, ever since that previous big fight for Golden Guardians. So he is a real damage threat, but yes, you've still got to deal with a 3,000 gold lead or 2.5, plus the Baron buff on means Dignitas will make it 3K as the turrets eventually fall. Mid under fire, Fate God sieging top lane by himself, goes for some Krug gold before rushing down the turret itself, but he's in a 1v3. They can't find the swirl seed slow though, so he's going to get away.
Yep, has Stridebreaker, has Umbral Dash. There's a surprising amount of mobility in the side lane. Aatrox there even has Flash Up as well, so he can afford to push up with those minion waves, get more damage from buffing up the minions to whittle away at that tower, while the rest of the team finishes up the job in the mid lane here. Golden Guardians now finally trying to get really deep into the jungle.
Round 2, 4v1. Fate God slowed. He burns Stridebreaker. He burns his dashes. The flash follow. They don't get the rest of it, though, and he's going to walk fast. So a flash tongue lash had to happen, or Fate God was out of there. A kill picked up, but it cost them 2 flashes, and it's going to cost them part of their base.
Yeah, it's going to cost probably 2 turrets because mid lane he has a wave already. They can take this one and then try and rotate over to Soligo, who is pushing up bottom right now. And Golden Guardians keeping Lucian top. Blazolov does have teleports, so it looks like Dignitas a little bit worried about the teleport coming in. and another collapse play. But Golden Guardians do cut it off. Even with all that mobility, everything used by Fake God, they still chase him down.
Alrighty, so the game, look at it. Yep, it was Golden Guardians for a bit. It went back to Dignitas, it went back and forth a couple of times. And we still have this 2,000 gold difference. So it did only cost the 2 mid turrets. I say only, it's obviously still quite relevant here. 25 seconds left till the Dragon spawns. Red Bull Baron on for 30, so there's a small desync there where Dignitas have more stats power play. Both teams have recalled pretty successfully. The Rage Knife in for 6A is a very important power spike. Once you get there, that's most of the power of Rage Blade itself.
Yeah.
And TP comes on down for the 5-on-5. Here we go, the whole squad's around. What's it going to look like here? Newbie and Niles on the front side. Dart going to do the same for his team. Dignitas know if they really want to, they can just go for the inhibitor itself. And part of that team is making that run, so Golden Guardians got to go fast.
Number 3 is so important. Golden Guardians can just burn this one down.
Grodok once in, finds off a stun. Big damage to the Niles. He's going to get pulled right back out. They're going to turn off the fight. Neo in the back line. Big damage for Neo. Stixay getting low, but he cannot be killed. Oh, the Dragon haps! And it's a 2-for-0 so far. Neo grabs them both. The plays all on the run. Kill number 3 comes across, and the Dragon was leashed. Dardock claims it, no problem. Another huge team fight for Dignitas, plus their second Drake of the game.
Perfect timing for Dignitas there. They rush in for the fight while there's still 3k health on the Dragon, forcing Golden Guardians to turn on them. Iconic still doing a bit of damage to that Dragon while Dig take the early lead in the fight, bursting down the front line, and now they're going to be inside the base.
They're going to be inside the base. They're going to be alone in second for a little bit of time as Dignitas almost certainly improve to 9-5. They won't end the game here, but the lead they've got right now, it's going to be a tough one to turn around. It's not over. There are comebacks. Toss is going to happen. Big plays can happen, but Dignitas, they've got to feel comfortable now as they try to push for the win in a few minutes.
And the important thing is no hesitation from Dignitas. Aframu hitting that initiation, Dardock going immediately in. If they had waited a tiny bit longer, that Dragon is in range of getting bursted, and then Golden Guardians will have their full attention on the team fight. But what's so important is going for the engage when your opponents still have diverted attention. You can take advantage of split calls of whether to turn or whether to finish the objective. And Dignitas, no split on the decision making there. They're all looking for the team fight. They're all on focus fire. So Aframu getting the hook onto Niles, Dardock following it up. They focus fire him down and they just chase Golden Guardians off the objective, then are able to finish it off themselves in the aftermath as well, even up the Dragons to 2-2 here, and kind of take away the only leverage that Golden Guardians were wielding in this game. It would have been if they could, burn that Dragon down, if they could get to number 3. Then it puts pressure on a possible late game misposition or, one single team fight being a huge swing. With that win, though, Dignitas really secure their hold.
Yeah. Other ways, though, Stixay has 116 souls, just finished Rage Blade, so is going to be a real threat here. 4 souls to go to the next bump, which should be nice to look at, but there's one of them. Yeah, so Stixay is a threat. Ablaze Olive certainly a threat as well with Lord Dominic's now in. You can see there is a Randuin's Omen for Fake God. That is a great armor item. That is really, really powerful against Double Marksman, so very smart pickup there for his side. Double Thornmail now done on Golden Guardian, trying to tank up the physical damage, but not a lot of MR to deal with Soligo. That man is free hitting a lot of champions. Only one champ actually has anything to do with it. There's a Zonia's, but otherwise Newbie has a Spectre's Cowl. It's going to be a bit of a rough road. Blaze Olive sitting on just the null magic actually the entire time, never upgraded to anything, not even Mercs. But now the play on a Fake God, they find some damage. Tongue Lash not going to hit, and so Fake God gets over the wall by burning Stridebreaker first, and then Umbral Dash gets over walls.
I want to point out about the new Stridebreaker. Well, unless we have somebody getting caught out here. Dardock is Udyr, so maybe he jukes.
Nice sidestep, gets away from the body slam with the stun. You can't blow up the barrel, or the barrel, so Niles can't get the slow, and out he goes with the Blast Plant.
With the change in the new preseason to Randuin's Omen, to putting some of the power into the active, it's not just the slow now. I really liked how you can actually buy this item to protect your teammates, because if you move up and you proc the slow and attack damage reduction and critical strike damage reduction on someone, it's not just on you anymore. Because previously it was just targets who are attacking you. You're going to be more tanky versus critical strikes. Now you can actually effectively use it to semi-peel / reduce damage, for your carries, even if the opponent is not actually focusing you. And when there are things like, Senna with 120 souls, extra all this range, firing back, trying to kill your teammates, You know, those types of things can definitely be effective. Or a Lucian that actually dashes in and has, you know, significant critical strike that you're going to be reducing. Similar thing there.
Yeah, we get items in for a Blaze Olive. We look back at Fake God, just elegantly killing minion waves. It's not a difficult thing to do, but he's making it happen there, keeping his farm up. Level 17, still highest in the game, more than any of the solos. 3 levels above Niles, which is a pretty big deal. Certainly Niles is going to be one sacrificing farm here. I see some people talk about, like, CS per minute for top laners being low, being a negative. Hold on, this fight on Dardoch, big damage there. Not happening, but you can see the amount of threat they actually have, and asleep there. A zone is going to be burned, but how about the re-engage? Newbie takes some damage, is tanky, is pulled back in. He's going to be okay for a while, though. Re-engage is big damage to Afro. Fake going to jump away. Afro burns the flash. Nice stun on a 2. Healed back up, though. And honestly, Golden Guardian's taking a good fight right now. Dashes for that Fake God with red buff on. He's slowed down. And that is a heads-up 5-on-5 that Golden Guardians won. It cost him 2 ultimates to the only one of Dignitas, and now it's a Baron setup.
Yeah, I really like this opportunity for Golden Guardians, trying to burn it down. There's no Zonias for Soligo. He does have Flash for this one, and they're actually going to be a little bit later to this Baron.
They can burn it. They can burn it. Baron's going to go to Dignitas. To Golden Guardians, but now the flank. Fake God can get so much done here with Randuin's with the dash in, with a 4-man slow. Gets 1 knockup, gets 2 more. Here comes over the top with Dardoch. Big damage, though. No stuns, though, as it's dodged away from a Blaze Olive. Dardoch almost slow. Can't die, though. Stixley cutting away. Neo's on top. Flash the way with the ult for the shield, but Neo can kill him. 1 more auto. He gets the crit, and EQS has flashed the way for no trade kill. Double stun for Soligo. The flash in for Fake God. Kill number 2 comes across, and Golden Guardians have to run as fast as they can to save their base.
Meanwhile, look at the minimap. Dardoch ran immediately over to the Dragon. He got chunked out, but not killed. So Dignitas, in addition to winning the fight, will also take Dragon Soul point here with the next Infernal.
All right, Baron itself is worth 1,500 gold. Those 2 kills worth about 2/3 that much. If nothing else happens, the game is actually in an okay spot. Hasn't moved all that much aside from the Dragon Soul threat, obviously. But as the recalls go in and the respawns come through, both teams are spending a similar amount of money on the next buys.
I really did like the opening from Golden Guardians. That's what they have to do from this position. You know, take advantage of those cooldowns they're able to burn. Good Lilia play there from Iconic, getting the sleep into forcing a Zonias from Soligo and forcing him out of the fight. He didn't get to, you know, add any damage to it. It's the reason why Golden Guardians were able to get the health bar lead, chasing down the Dignitas front line and forcing them, you know, back and away from the Baron for the re-engage. But even though they're able to burn it down with a good TP flank from Fake God, that was critical for Dignitas. Catching them on the way out basically saves that entire play for the team.
And we look for the next spikes of power to come through now. Ultimately, 2 kills for a Baron. You can see that the Red Bull Baron power play up in the top right corner. Yeah, 270 gold. These are fairly equivalent when you think about everything that's going on there. Again, Dragon Soul obviously a really, really big deal. It won them their game against TSM, and we're back on the map. Infinity Edge done now. 4-item Lucian. A Blaze Olive is very, very, very scary. We have yet to see Death Cap yet for Soligo. He's got to be close, but he doesn't quite have it. Goes for a control ward instead of the second needlessly large rod. Eventually that'll come across, but until he hits that power spike, I definitely favor the Golden Guardians mid in a team fight. Mid under fire. Again, Baron buff onto 3. Stixley has a bunch of range and pretty good damage. That turret is going to fall. The Baron push is going to mean some gold into the pockets. Baron will easily drop in the next 25 seconds. That'll be gone well before the next Dragon spawn. And no more fights to be had. Lucian back to the top lane. No one's going to defend that turret just yet, so Golden Guardians may get a second turret, but Baron's ending in 10 seconds, and Blaze Olive playing very safely. He doesn't know what's coming around. He has just enough ward control to feel safe for this CS. Sees Aftermost, says, okay, couple of autos. I'm not going to get flash ulted. We can get damage on a Dardoch here. That dash being down can be scary, but Golden Guardians feel safe enough to go for this one. Oh, they're going to get fought right now, but Afro's going to instantly die, and then push back Dardoch. Dardoch to 20 health, and he's going to drop as well. What a catastrophic engage for Afromu. The follow-up cast for Niles got a second, and suddenly Golden Guardians could win the game right now, 5v3. Fake God going to be taking some damage. They're going to go for the sleep. They're going to go for the engage. This could be a kill. When's the body slam coming across? They're not going to go for it. Finally, late in goes Niles. Set ult over the top is too late. They lose their top laner. Golden Guardians, that coordination was awful. But here comes Neo, goes in for more, can't find it. 2-for-1 team fight, 2 turrets and inhibitor. 2 minutes until Dragon comes back up and Golden Guardians get a safe recall. All said and done, they got a lot done, but that could have been better.
Oh, I'm just looking forward 2 minutes, Freak. This is going to be a spicy dragon fight with Golden Guardians getting so much extra gold on the outside. Oh my goodness. They also get the inhibitor in the best lane, top lane, furthest away from the dragon. So they're going to have super minion pressure on this side of the map. And they do have, what?
Dragon and Baron are up at almost the same time, and Dignitas are okay with either trade. Dragon Soul for Baron seems fine. Random third Dragon for Baron is amazing. Dignitas, if they can have some semblance of map control, are really happy with this buff timing.
I definitely think too. They can easily just threaten for a possible steal here, as well with very, very little cost to them. So you have the extra card, and this is why we put so much importance on Dragon Soul Point, the third dragon, basically changing the value of these end game objectives for one team. Leading to this decision point you're talking about where, yeah, it'd be great if they get Dragon Soul, but they also don't care too much about it if Golden Guardians pick it up and they get Baron, in the trade on the other side. So definitely agree as far as the outweighed options here for Golden Guardians versus Dig.
Okay, timers are ticking down. And at some point, these players press tab and they go, okay, 15, 12-second desync. Yeah, that's tough. Like, you can rush Dragon and then just barely contest Baron, but that means you're, like, contesting a bunch of pink-warded brushes, which means it's really tough.
Against Nautilus and Syndra, two of the best from Fog of War for turning on you.
All right. Well, Dragon's up in 25. Again, 12 seconds later, the Baron spawns, and Golden Guardians indeed are gonna, they've got a control ward inside of Baron Pit and are now taking over bottom river. But middle inhibitor's open. There's an easy road inside for Dignitas there, and they've got 10 seconds still until the Dragon spawns. Golden Guardians would really like to push down the next wave as well to make this push much more difficult. But you can see where the posturing is. They're trying to keep Golden Guardians hitting the wave. Dignitas playing pretty far up. Dardoch instantly going for the wave clear to make sure there's no counter pressure. So it's time for Senna to go for it. Stixxay gonna burn this dragon fast, and there's the trinket. They're like, okay, you got us. You got mid control. Well played to Golden Guardians to tie up the dragon count. TP flank, we've seen this before. It's been good for Fake God. Comes over, finds Stixxay, big damage. Oh! He's got a solo kill, the poor guy. Nearly gets him over the wall. The flash away, and Neo makes it happen. Fake God and Neo over and over. But the re-engage is good. It's going to be 2 kills so far for Golden Guardians. Niall stays alive. Blaze Olive did the rest. But a second kill comes across, and Neo can find a third. Newbie's going to die. And a 3v2 on the map could mean the chance at more. There's no jungler, so Baron can't really happen. That slow and Afro is a big deal. And Golden Guardians once again have to run. Soligo cannot find another kill.
It's Faker God with the flank again, Freak! Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
The teleport in on the backside. He nails Stixxay. That chain right through the rest of the members onto the priority targets. His initial chunk, even if Tom Kench devours him after that, Fake God with the first combo chunks him down to 20%, and it's easy for Kaisa to follow over with the ultimate. Fake God does it all. He chunks him out, applies the plasma stack, sets him up for the victory there. Even though they're a little bit slow on the dragon timing, getting the victory in the team fight here with 5 more seconds left on Niles and on Newbie for Golden Guardians. Blaze Olive starting to work it down.
Yeah, the problem is you really can't solo Dragon as a squishy. It does not work well for you. Niall TP's in, but now the health plus is so low. Like, this is tragic. This is Golden Guardians, unfortunately, maybe throwing the game away. Tom Kench comes across, but they're going to get outnumbered. Here comes the team fight yet again. Blaze Olive stuck in the pit with Baron hitting him. Niall's just going to die, and it's time for Dignitas to clean up this fight. It's a 2-0 so far for Neo. They'll get the rest, no problem. The chase is in. Triple kill. Make it a quadra. Give him the pentakill! And I do believe it's the Bud Light Ace and a pentakill for Neo, and I believe he deserved it the entire game. It's going to be hard to decide between him and Fake God for this one, but the two of them put in so much work. 14-1-4, consistently assassinated the back line, and Dignitas in front of Baron find the kill they want, smiles in the faces, and for now, alone in second place. Capitalize the NA. Dignitas are in second place in the LCS.
2021, the year of the pentakill in the LCS. We add another one to the books. Neo with the Kaisa following up here at the Baron Rush from Golden Guardians, and Dignitas rack up another W.
What an impressive game. That was a fun one to watch. I'm so glad it was competitive because I love seeing teams do well. Obviously, I am happy with Dignitas being in second. Sure, other teams can tie them down the line, but this is obviously very good work for them. And on the Golden Guardians side, they look so much better. They are improving, right? This is definitively true. They are getting better and better and better. Dignitas are a real threat of a team, and Golden Guardians went blow for the entire game. It wasn't just laning phase. It wasn't someone getting blown out and then losing outright. They had comebacks in. They had some good plays. Yes, of course, there were mistakes. Yes, it could have been cleaner, but I'm seeing improvement week over week, and that's good to see.
Yeah, the Senna damage was really starting to get threatening there. Super long range. Stixxay had been stacking up quite a few souls. Him and Lucian, both definitely real threats that could have taken over one of these team fights. In the end, though, Dignitas holding it out. They clutch it through. Really good teleport flank from Fake God. Kind of pigeonholed Golden Guardians. They felt pressured into starting up that Baron. It was definitely rushed, chunking themselves out a little bit before it. But all props to Dig for the re-engage there and the punish.
See the pentakill one more time, Kobe. It's a great collapse. It's a great team fight.
Is this 5 now? We were counting at the beginning of the day. We rack up another one in the LCS here. This is already above average, but we're approaching most in a split. There it is, the follow-in. Fake God and Neo, as you mentioned, were kind of the bash bros in this one, where Fake God's right in there on the Aatrox, creating space for him, applying plasma, getting all these knockups. Neo absolutely dishing out the damage. With her passive especially, getting a lot of those executes very, very quickly. And deserved Penta. I know is very critical of these on the analyst desk. I'm sure that they're going to take a look at it and evaluate if it was given, if it was deserved. This one, definitely deserved.
This one was deserved for sure, Kobe. I'm glad that I'm on your side with this one. I hate to disagree with you because, every once in a while, one of us is wrong. Now it's time to step. It is time for us to step away, but when we come back, we'll be chatting with Soligo in the Verizon post-game interview, so we'll see you soon.
Your Honda MVP!
Dreams aren't achieved overnight. They take passion.
It means the world to me.
Dedication. And even then, there are no guarantees. But for the LCS, that's the power of dreams.
Go back!
It means you never give up. It means you always play again. Honda, proud automotive partner of the LCS.
Welcome back to the LCS. We've got a Verizon post-game interview alongside Saligo. Now, this was a very different tone of a game from the last one. What do you think Dignitas' key to victory was here, especially when GG started trying to make the plays in the mid to late game?
Well, I think Neo and FakeOut especially were playing like really well today, and they kind of covered for a lot of the mistakes that I was making, so I'm really grateful for that. But I mean, just like many of our other games, I think Afro and Dardoc did a really good job like making a lot of the late game calls and like getting us back in the game, even though I think we had another early game deficit this time.
Now, you mentioned that you feel you're making mistakes during the game, and I feel like that's no surprise to hear, considering that we hear all the time about the fact that you, Fake God, Neo, are always looking for ways to improve and reach that level of perfection. But if we're looking at the start of lock-in to now, what do you feel that your greatest area of improvement has been as Dignitas' mid laner?
I think throughout the season, I've just gotten a lot better at understanding my role within the team and just like as a mid laner in general, and like where I need to be on the map, how I need to be rotating. And yeah, I think in the beginning I was like pretty lost in a lot of those aspects, but I think now I have a much better understanding.
How do you feel that the shift in the mid lane meta has affected that, with us seeing a bit more of the control mages and some marksmen compared to those super roaming picks that we saw before?
Well, with control mages, usually your job is to just farm well and like do well in lane to make sure that you're like a main threat in team fights later on. Whereas compared to like, let's say, roaming champions, your goal is obviously more to like make plays on the map early on and try to get your side lanes ahead. But I think right now the meta is like kind of good for me because I tend to prefer control mages, I'd say, and I feel comfortable on them.
Yeah, we've seen you on them for some time, whether it's here or in Academy, and you definitely seem at home there. Now, going into the day, Dignitas was sitting at a 5-way tie for second place, currently holding that on your own before the rest of the matches go on. How do you feel that Dignitas currently stacks up against those other teams, EG being one of them, which is your next opponent?
Yeah, well, I think even though we're getting a lot of wins, I think we still have a lot of work to do, especially, I mean, as you can see in a lot of our victories, a lot of them are very not clean. So I think that we've shown that we're able to compete with the top teams, but I think in order to prove that we're going to be able to do it consistently, especially come playoffs, we're going to have to like make sure we're not making a lot of the random mistakes that we do now, and that we brush up on a lot of our micro mistakes, and I think we'll be good.
I do very much appreciate that mindset, but congrats on all the W's that you have grabbed thus far.
Thank you.
With that, that completes our first game of the day, everyone, and we have 4 more to go. Stay tuned for more LCS.
City will be finished in just one day.
Finished? My Colosseum! They'll never finish it today!
Unfortunately, we ran out of Red Bull.
Huh, so that's why Rome wasn't built in a day.